Hello, my name is Randy Rolfe, and I'm an independent consultant with Nikken, and this is our 30-minute presentation. It's a showcase of Nikken and all the opportunities it has for us. And I'm going to share a PowerPoint. It's not a corporate presentation, it's by us independent consultants. And let's see. Oops. So we call Nikken a better way to a life in balance. And I got very excited about Nikken over 21 years ago because I'd left the practice of law to focus more on my family and health. And I saw the senior partners in the law firm who had lots of money, but not time to enjoy it and no time for their families. And I thought, that's not the way I want to go. So I kind of gave up the financial piece, I thought, until I discovered Nikken. And that was many, many years ago. And it's a truly amazing company. The reason I fell in love with it was because of its philosophy and its amazing technologies. And the philosophy is about the daily choices we make and the compounding effect of those choices. And when I left law, I started doing family counseling practice out of my home. And what I saw in my own family, as well as other families I was counseling, was that the little choices add up to all the results we want: the income, the health, the relationships, the happiness, and the success. Over time, it's the small choices we make, not big commitments for next year or next month. It's the little choices. Are we going to smile at our spouse and our kids? Are we going to eat a decent breakfast? Are we going to get to bed on time? Those little choices every day are what add up to a life of humans being more, which has always been the motto of the company, or humans not achieving their potential, as if you're watching the pictures, the graph shows. And much of the anxiety and depression and poor sleep today is because of lifestyle choices. And we have control over these in our daily life. So the Nikken choice is about choosing active wellness, self-care, and working from home if we want, or adding extra income to what we're already doing so that we have financial leverage and freedom. And we call that collaborative entrepreneurship, because you're an entrepreneur, but you're not by yourself. We collaborate together as independent consultants. So the philosophy of the company is second to none. It's about achieving balance through the 5 pillars of health. And the founder, back in the mid-70s, decided that true success and spiritual happiness depended on balance in all 5 areas: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. So if our health is suffering, of course, everything else suffers. If we're working with negative, mentally angry people, it's going to affect our lives. If we don't have time for our family or give them the quality of life we want, other things suffer. If we're not doing meaningful work and not having time to contribute to our community, we don't feel good. And of course, if our finances are suffering, everything else suffers. So the idea of having balance in these 5 pillars is an amazing philosophy for a multinational company to have. And being a corporate attorney, I know very few of them have anything like that at their core. So where are our major problems today, and what does Nikken solve? Well, modern life is creating an amazing amount of chronic stress. And humans are designed to deal with stress, but it's quick stress, like a tiger's chasing you, or you have to put out the fire quick because your 2-year-old is getting close. The fight or flight response is very powerful and it works. But today we're not able to run or fight. We just sit and absorb the stress, and it causes amazing physiological and mental effects in our bodies. And today, since the recession, we have more financial worries than ever. Lots and lots of jobs, but people are taking second jobs and third jobs. Health concerns with the chronic problems that young and old are having, that's a bigger concern. And of course, as I said, lack of time, unhealthy lifestyle, and being with negative people. So what I found in the family counseling was the major stress was the finances for families. And when I had my own business in family counseling, the limit was, you know, how much could I charge per hour? And when you're an employee, you only get paid what the job is worth. You have no leverage. Your time that you dedicate equals the money you earn, and you can't increase it except by working more hours. And if you're self-employed, same thing. And that, as a counselor, that's the way I was. If I wasn't sitting in front of a client, no money came in. There's no leverage. So this is a diagram of the cash flow quadrants developed by Robert Kiyosaki. There are basically 4 ways that we earn our income: employees and self-employed. Both time is the limit of your money. And the other 2 quadrants on the right, if you're watching this slide, are business owners and investors. And when you own a business, you're leveraging the time and efforts of others, your employees. And that allows the ceiling to come off of your income. But even with McDonald's, you need probably 2 franchises to actually get some financial freedom where you can invest some extra money to build your future. And to get a typical franchise can be $500,000 to $2 million. And most of us don't have that sitting around when we start our careers. And the same with investors. You need a whole lot of money. You need at least $2 million at 5% to even make it into the middle class. So here, Warren Buffett, considered the top investor in the country. He has a whole lot of money working for him. He's leveraging his money. But again, to get into those quadrants in the past, you needed to have money to start. Well, what's happening today, and there's more and more attention in the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post about the gig economy. And this is the new economy where independent workers have on-demand availability for temporary assignments and part-time assignments. And the millennials are joining that workforce and becoming entrepreneurs right off the bat, because they see that in their parents and grandparents' generations, corporations are not giving us pensions, and Social Security is at risk, and all those things that we're supposed to finish out our mature lives aren't there. And the gig economy allows us to develop independent incomes from temporary assignments. And when we can work from home, it's very cost efficient. We get to increase our mobility and work on our own life balance. And the development of Uber and Amazon, I'm just trying to get rid of this screen here. Whoops, sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Oh my. This isn't coming back. Let me start again. I think my thing is frozen. Anyhow, technology, sorry about that. Just a moment. Well, I'll just continue on. The gig economy allows us to do a whole lot more from our homes. Let me try this again. Here we go. So we're able to leverage the efforts of others by inviting people to become partners in the Nikken entrepreneurial enterprise. And we are one of the part of the gig economy. And it's very simple how we do Nikken. It's like Uber and Amazon. You can do it all online, but you can also do it just through the people you know. You join Nikken, enjoy the technologies, share them and promote them with others, invite people to be customers or consultants. And Nikken does all the heavy lifting of corporation, the research and the development and the inventory, the warehousing, the accounting, the operations. And then Nikken sends us commissions. It has what I believe to be the most generous direct sales compensation plan in the market today. So that's saying a lot. And the key to Nikken's success is the certified wellness home. Our goal is to have every home a wellness home. It makes perfect sense if you can get your health renewed and replenished every night when you're in your home with good air, water, sleep, light, and nutrition, then you have a great program for self-care. It's a one-stop shop for wellness. It's truly amazing. And it is a cash flow engine through which we can build an entrepreneurial income, because there's the initial startup to get your products, whatever you're comfortable with investing in, and then get monthly support. We have consumable nutritionals and skincare and refills for our filters. And then we can upgrade to our more durable products, our water system, our sleep system, our air systems, and so on. And then once you know what these products can do, you're going to want your kids to have them, your siblings, your parents, your friends, your colleagues. And Nikken is always developing new products. We have an exciting new technology added to the wellness home just this past month. So it's truly amazing. And this is a diagram of the way we build the business. If you or me is in the center with our wellness home, we get at least 5 customers who want to build a wellness home, and we find 3 people who or more who want to join us in the business and create their own core circle of influence. It's a purpose-driven model to help others get healthier and feel better. It's truly amazing. And this is how we do it, through what we call the ABC system. We teach 3 to reach 3. As a new person is introducing their core circle of influence to Nikken, their sponsor or mentor helps them make that presentation. So you earn while you learn. So it's a constant support system. You're in business by yourself, but not for yourself. Because of that ABC system, everybody wins. The customer, the client, the sponsor. And the impact you can have if you're like the seed of an apple, if it's nurtured and in the right place, it can be responsible for literally millions of apples. And we have people in Nikken who have been responsible for changing hundreds of thousands of lives. It's truly amazing. And this is a scheme of what can develop. I call it the cone of possibility. At the top is you with your circle of influence, your Nikken business, and you get your 3 partners who find their 3. That's 9 partners, and each of them has 5 customers. That's 45 customers, and that puts you at the first leadership level, earning over $500 a month. And that can continue to multiply. Of course, it's never perfect like that in the exponential growth, but that is the kind of potential. And as you move up as a leader, you're impacting more people. You're helping more people earn more income and more people getting their wellness products. So it's truly phenomenal. And these are all the ways that Nikken compensates us, including a wonderful trip to Italy promised for 2019 for those who really achieve a lot in their business. So now we're going to look at more at the wellness home. Again, the compounding effects are phenomenal of good, healthy choices every day. And these are the problems that we face every day. We'll talk about them more. I had taught myself nutrition back in the 70s when I was first got married and had my family. And when my children were grown and I'd helped as many people as I could out of my home, I wanted to teach and reach more people about natural health. So I was looking for something, and you may be looking for something now. And that's when Nikken came into my life. And as I said, the 5 pillars just blew me away. And the products gave me a whole nother dimension of natural health, in addition to nutrition and sleep and good exercise. This was a way of reconnecting with nature, with the magnetic field of the earth. And Nikken is the leading research and development company in the world in the effects of magnetic technology from the earth on our health. And of course, they've developed many other products that are all related to creating the right energy flow in our body. And the body burden that we have today is way worse than it was 20 years ago with the Wi-Fi and all the electricity. I'm surrounded by electricity and wires right now, as well as Wi-Fi. And the stress is always mounting, and the toxins in our air and water and sleep. And we'll be talking more about that with our guest today. Children, of course, are suffering the worst. The statistics on children today are absolutely frightening and unacceptable in the richest country in the world. So it's really about being healthy by choice, not by chance. Again, looking at the 5 pillars, they all count. So we have packages based on health, daily health, and water, and the environment, and sleep. And those are the key areas. And so we're going to stop the... Oh, we have a lot of noise in the back. Let me see if I can quiet that down. Have you been told you need more back surgery? If so, you do have a choice. Okay. So I'm going to introduce today Anne Brienza, who's our special guest today, and she's going to share her Nikken story with you. So welcome, Anne. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And how did you first discover Nikken, and tell us what your experiences have been?
Well, thank you, Randy, and hello, everyone. I appreciate you asking me to speak on the call. My experience with Nikken came kind of a little parallel to yours. I was in the classroom as a teacher and decided that when we started our family, I had the luxury of putting my career on hold and staying home with my family to raise our daughters, which was wonderful. However, we did decide to leave the stress of the metropolitan New York area and move to rural New Hampshire, as we just wanted to simplify our lives, give up all of the wealth that was coming in to a certain extent, and move to a quieter area to raise our children. We weren't living in poverty by any stretch of the imagination, but we did make a choice to basically get out of the rat race. My stress occurred to me when I realized that we were uprooting a young teenager who came kicking and screaming to New Hampshire, and one 7-year-old who was very happy to move. I was concerned about my husband, even though we made a joint decision to move to a rural environment. He was a city boy. He grew up in Manhattan neighborhoods, and why would we think that he could make the transfer? And these kind of things just weighed heavily on my mind. And when I was trying to go to sleep at night, I would toss, turn, and I would have numbness in my hands. Well, fast forward, a member of my family, Suzanne Steele, some of you know, introduced a sleep technology to me. And I had wonderful results that first experience using the magnetic mattress pad. And I was curious and I wanted one for myself. Suzanne mentioned that there was a business attached, but at the moment that really didn't resonate with me. I just wanted to feel better. And I did. And as I saw Suzanne's business grow and the recession occur, I realized that we were living on investment income. My husband and I, neither one of us were working outside the home. So I thought, maybe I'll go back to the classroom. Unfortunately, after I did a little bit of substituting, I realized that that wasn't going to be a good fit for me at this point. So I started thinking about what could I do that would help others, because teaching is a service industry, and something that could add to our finances, that had a flexible, basically schedule that I could work around my family, because they were still young and there were things that I had liked to do during the day. So I was kind of spoiled in that sense. And I also wanted something that was fun, and Nikken fit the bill. I asked Suzanne if she was able to, take me on and teach me everything we knew. And the slide about collaborative entrepreneurship is so key, because she helped me introduce Nikken to my friends and other people that I cared about. And we also met many people in the business, some of whom are on our call today, that basically encouraged and also educated me on their journey. So I kind of call it an encore career. I'm stealing that term from our leader, Dave Johnson, but that's what it is. I'm still teaching because I have people on my team that I'm able to teach them what I've learned. And I'm basically it's a very flexible schedule because I fit it into my life. And I focus on helping others. Certainly anyone who's considering returning to the workforce, and I'm at my age at 68, jobs are hard to find. And if you have retired from one job and you find that at the end of the month, you're kind of basically not doing some of the things you wanted to do, you may not be shopping as much, you may not be buying the gifts that you like, because you're thinking, things are more expensive, and I'm retired now, I'm on a fixed income. That's a keyword everybody says. Maybe this is something that might appeal to you, because it certainly is a career that you can make as big or as small as you'd like. And it's extremely rewarding, because every time we share a product and people buy a product from us, not only are we putting into our till, but they are feeling better. We're increasing their longevity, I truly believe. I mean, I feel better at 68 than I did at 48 when I was dealing with all of those stress issues. That's my story.
Thanks, Anne. I love what you mentioned, well, all of it, but the flexibility of the Nikken entrepreneurship. Being a consultant gives you so much flexibility of time and income, and healthy mind as well, of just working with people. And I love that you're still teaching. And so if you're inclined to help people, the business is an amazing way to go. And I have to say that for me, nobody ever hugged me when I won a legal case. I did get some hugs when I was doing family counseling, but in Nikken, it's all about sharing the love. And when people feel better and they know that they have control over it, it's not just because they took a painkiller pill or something, it makes all the difference. They really appreciate what you've done for them. So can you, we just have a couple more minutes, can you share one or two of your favorite product stories?
Well, of course, the biggest product for me is the Total Wellness Home. When I was first introduced, it was the sleep system, and that was back in the early 2000s. And as Nikken started to do more research and development in the nutritional line, and also the water, it just added to our health. Probably the water was so key because being hydrated, I do a lot of sports. I'm a water skier, golfer, snow skier, and hydration has always been so key in the recovery aspects. Going to bed at night is great if you're on your mattress pad, but if you haven't been hydrated, you could have like spasms in your leg and little lactic acid build up. And the water, to me, has been key because the Nikken Mag water is absorbable in your body. The introduction of magnetics into the water and the ability to split that blob of water into smaller molecules is key. And my children noticed it. One of them was a runner at the time and was doing half marathons and training for it. And she said, "Mom, the water is just amazing because you can't drink it all at once. You can't drink half your body weight in ounces, even in 3 sittings. But if you can drink water that's absorbable all day, like the Nikken Mag water, that is so key." The other thing is the weight management program. I was fortunate to be introduced to it at a time in my life that I could have released some pounds and make life easier on my joints. So I decided to embrace a year and a half ago the Ken's Vital Balance program with utilizing the nutritional supplements that aid in weight management. And not only did I release the 20 pounds, but to me, it was about toning. And I still use, for instance, this morning, I use the shake, and this afternoon, I don't really take the time out to make a big breakfast that may not even have as much nutrition as the one Ken's Vital Balance protein shake has. So I rely on that as an integral part of my nutrition program twice a day, almost every single day. So those are key. I could go on and on about everything.
Well, that's great. You really covered it. And our nutritionals are phenomenal. It's the only powder I've ever been able to recommend because it has nothing you don't want and all kinds of things that we don't even, most people don't even know they need, like the MCTs and the detoxes. And Nikken scours the world for quality discoveries about supporting the body naturally. And I love that. My dad was a doctor and he said, first trust nature and first cause no harm, which is the Hippocratic Oath. And so that idea of Nikken being focused totally on natural health and self-care is truly amazing. And thank you so much, Anne, for sharing. You have a last 30 seconds for somebody who's looking at this for the first time.
Well, I want to clarify something when I said an encore career, because this is open to anyone. For instance, this week, I had the ability to have people from all age groups, especially a 30-year-old, embrace Nikken and join the team because they see the power of being healthy. And so I want to just clarify that it's for people of all ages. Even my little 15-month-old grandson, he isn't saying words yet, but he knows he loves his Mag water and the pad that he sleeps on his crib. And so it's for everyone of all ages.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. And let me just get back to a few finishing slides. So let's begin your new success story, active wellness and living a life in balance and joining our team, our Nikken family. It's truly an amazing opportunity. So become a customer And we have amazing packs and that's something we didn't mention, how affordable these things are. You can spend 10 times as much on some fancy sleep system that doesn't do what our sleep system does. We now have a wonderful grounding pad that you can introduce into your day and your night. And we have water systems in the shower, as well as just a standalone purification product, and a sport bottle you can take with you everywhere and don't have to fill the landfills and the seas with plastic bottles that are toxifying the entire world. So, and then you can become a part-time entrepreneur or a full-time entrepreneur, as many of us on the call are now. So please get with the person who invited you to watch this webinar and join us. Take a hard look and decide if it's right for you. Thanks. So I'm going to end the recording now. Thanks. Thank you all. And thanks, Anne. Thanks for all being there. Okay, great. Let's see, did that stop?